Hello subscribers. This is yours truly, JBlue68, coming to you with my next NECA unboxing video. That's right, NECA, one of my favorite companies for toys and collectibles. Before we get into this video, though, I want to say thank you to my subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, for liking, sharing, and commenting. To my admirers and my haters, thank you so very much. Please continue to tap the notification bell to get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Well, again, this is going to be my next unboxing video, again, from one of my favorite toy collectible companies, as I already aforementioned, and that is NECA. If you can recall, 2 months ago, I did a video based off of the Munsters, specifically Herman Munster. That video did pretty well. There have been a couple other videos out based upon the Munsters. Not very many, because this is a character or a creation that came out around my time. I'm kind of up there in age. Came out in the 60s. I wasn't quite born yet, but I was born around the time that the Munsters aired. And the reruns would rerun in the 70s and in the 80s, before TV was eventually transformed into different formats known as what was it, cable TV, into what it is now, which is a big monster mess. But anyway, in any case, before we actually unbox this, I want to show you two things, or a couple of things. We're going to show you the box itself. It's pretty standard, but it's really cool. I love the coloring of this, which looks similar to the color design of the first Munsters figure, which I did a video about 2 months ago. Here's the top of the box, the Munsters with the NECA emblem on it. Okay, of course it's Grandpa Munster. Side of the box with Grandpa Munster smiling and very jovial and giggly, as he was in the series. Here's the back of the box, which shows the various head sculpts of the figure. I love that, absolutely. And it looks just like the late actor who played him. What was the actor's name? Al Lewis. Al Lewis. All right. Here's another version of the character, head sculpt of the character. And let's open it up. You see the inside of the flap there. And there he is holding one of his love potion bottles. Okay. It's very cool. And then the figure, of course, itself, there's a lot of glare going on there. My apologies. And to just give you a comparison of the boxes to show you, again, the similarity in the design. There's Herman Munster right there, the box. And we'll show the back of both boxes simultaneously. All right. Very cool. Again, chef's kiss to NECA. What they do with the design of not only the figures themselves, but again the boxes, which is something I've said time and time again. Okay, so we're going to get him unboxed. Let's see. And I actually took the liberty of actually pre-unboxing him, if that's actually a term, pre-unboxing him, to get those the plastic ties off of him. I already cut those loose, because they usually make a lot of noise in the video. So there he is outside of the box. And as you can see, there's a variety of accessories with Grandpa Munster. See, some of those plastic twisties are dropping out, because again, I already cut them open. This is very nostalgic to my childhood, and probably not for this generation, but for my generation, this was a fun time of watching TV. It was fun, energetic, creative, and most importantly, free. Free TV, free television. You didn't have to pay for television during the time that I was a kid. Only thing you had to do is pay your electric bill. As long as you paid your electric bill, you can watch television. There was no Netflix, no HBO Max, Paramount Plus, and all that other mess. And they're going through a mess right now. But anyway, I digress on that. But here is the inside of the box, which shows the staircase inside of their house. And they're going to get Grandpa out of the plastic mold here. And we're going to show all of the accessories. We're going to get him standing up first, so let's see. All right. And here's his cape right here, which comes in this plastic. There's his cape. And there's his very inquisitive look that he has on his face. I love that, man. Let's see. Let's get him. That is so very cool. Let's show the accessories again. It comes with a pair of, you can see it, open hands, closed hands, or gripping hands, and I think that he has a cigar hand too. There's a cigar in here somewhere, if I'm correct. Let's see. Look at this. I'm getting the rest of this. I'm getting the rest of this plastic out of here. It probably will fall out on his own. I think he has a cigar hand. I'm not for sure, but yeah, there we go. Let's get the rest of this stuff out of here. The other accessories are his laboratory things. Okay, you can see that there. It's a beaker. There's a beaker, the red potion, the green potion, and then the love potion, which he was famously known to use in the series. There's a shovel there. And I can say I already showed his hands, and there are the two swap out heads. Okay. All right, let's stand the figure up. Unfortunately though, NECA does not provide display stands with their characters. I'm not sure why they don't do that, but he stands up pretty well on his own without one. Let's do a close-up shot. As you can see, he's a vampire. He has his vampire tuxedo on. Okay. Here's a nice brooch or medallion on his tuxedo shirt. And that expression, man, is spot on. That looks, again, just like the actor, the late, great Al Lewis. Okay. All right. All right, so we can see we can put his cape on him, too. Al Lewis, he's an American actor, or was an American actor and an activist on the Munsters, which aired from 1964 to 1966. His real name, he was born Abraham Meister. That's his real name. On April 30th, 1923, he died February the 3rd of 2006 in New York. And he was born in New York too, by the way. Now here's the inside of the cape, which is kind of a soft goods, but the outside is some kind of plastic. Very, very shiny and shimmery there. Let's see if we can put this on him. Let's see. I don't know if I'll have to take the head off or not. Okay, and we'll show his articulation in a moment. I just want to put the cape on him for now. I need to step away for just a second, guys. I'm actually cooking dinner and lunch as I'm filming this. I'm multitasking my life. I need to turn the oven off. I can smell the meat in the oven cooking. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm back. I'm making a sausage casserole. And I can smell the sausages in the oven cooking. So I had to turn that off really quick. All right, so anyway, and thank goodness this space is not that far away from my kitchen. So anyway, yeah, so there he is in his cape. And I find that very, very cool. Very, very cool look for him. Let's turn that around. Grandpa Munster. Okay. Dig that. Very shiny. That is so... Uh-oh. About to fall. That is so neat. So very cool. That's why I wish they had stands for the character, man. For the action figures. Let's see. I know I probably have to take the head off and put the cape back on, but we're just going to leave them like this for right now. Jeez. Okay. All right. We'll just leave the cape off of him for right now. I don't want to damage the cape. All right. And I just want to show you the cape one more time. You know, where you see it's cut out to look like almost like, you know, vampire wings or I'm sorry, like bat wings or something. The wings of a bat, because of course, again, he's a vampire. Okay. So, let's see, he's articulated at the waist. You can turn him around. Turn him to the side. Side to side. The legs can kick up slightly. You can't keep it up. You can't pull the legs up entirely because of the his vest, the vest of his tuxedo. But he can bend at the knee. Slightly. Then his feet, his ball joints at the feet. They can move from side to side. Dig his shoes. Right, and then he has butterfly joints. Arms can't go up all the way, but enough. He has gloved hands, and the hands can turn around. Of course, you can remove them to put the swap out hands on. We're going to just do a swap out of just one of his heads, and there's the back of the figure there. Dig that wild, wacky haircut that he has. I've always loved the haircut. And there's the gray sideburns, of course, because he is a grandpa. Okay. And as I said, I'm going to go ahead and swap out one of the heads. Let's see. Hold on. We're going to probably put... well, let me just, before we do that, let's just show some of the other accessories. Yeah, there is a cigar in here. I see it now. Yeah, there's a cigar in here. So, all right, let's see. Let's do a close-up shot again of Grandpa Munster. All right, so there he is again. So, all right, so here is the red potion bottle. Oh, get my ugly hand out of the way there. There is the red potion. You can see that. There we go. So that's the red potion. We'll set that there. The green potion bottle, which is half full. Okay, but that's supposed to be on the beaker right there. So let's set that on there. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so that goes on this. You can see that there. Okay. You don't see my ugly fingernails. So there it is. Set that down. And then last but least out of the potions, here is the love potion. Love potion. You can see that there, love potion. Okay. Of course, you know he was something of a scientist. I'm not going to take this all the way out, but if you can see that, hopefully you can. There is his cigar. You know, Grandpa smoked. He had terrible lungs because of that. You can see that? Yeah. I'm going to eventually do a shorts video, and I'll have his smoking hand in that video. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a head swap out. Or head swap. Let's see. I think we'll put his smiley face on. Okay. But yeah, this is not the first Munsters figures that NECA'S put out. They did one based off of the Rob Zombie Monsters movie, which I just didn't like. I'm not into Rob Zombie. I think a lot of his stuff is very demonic. I know he did Devil's Rejects, which was, very popular cult, favorite amongst, those who are into horror films. And I'm not saying anything bad about the guy. I'm just saying I couldn't get into his version of the Munsters. Neither could I get into the Munsters figures that NECA put out based off of his version or iteration of the Munsters. Oh man, it's kind of hard to get this head off. Let's see. I seen those last year, and again, I couldn't get into those. I really wanted to see the original Munsters, and I'm glad, so glad, that NECA's doing them. At least they've done 2 of them so far. I'm hoping, as a lot of other collectors are, they'll eventually do Eddie Munster, who's played by Butch Patrick, Lily Munster, who's played by Yvonne DiCarlo, and Marilyn, who's played by Pat Priest, and also played by Beverly Owen. Okay, so here is his very jovial, very happy, very silly, and excited face. I like that one a lot, and I'm putting this one on for a reason. What else do I want to say about the character and about the actor? Well, more about the actor himself, Al Lewis. He didn't play in a lot of movies, but I do recall seeing him in an episode of Kojak the Night Stalker. Again, to show my age, Kojak the Night Stalker, which came, it was starred Darren McGavin, which came out in the 70s. He was in an episode of Kojak the Night Stalker. I think it was the episode with a guy who he had like eternal life, or he fed on the blood of women, and it gave him an extended lifespan, made him look young and that type of thing. He was in an episode of that particular TV series, and beyond that, I don't remember him being seen in anything at all. But yeah, I love this head sculpt. I love the Widow's Peak. Again, this is the laughing sculpt. But let's also show his son-in-law, who I did a video on, like I said, about 2 months back. And there is Fred Gwynn's Herman Munster next to Grandpa. As you can see, I have the smiling, chummy face on both of them. So there's Herman Munster standing next to Grandpa Munster. How cool is that? Man, it will be, I really hope this year, not next year, that NECA will do the entire line of the original Munsters characters. I would very much love to collect all of them. As I said in the previous video where I did with Herman Munster, that I was hoping to find Grandpa. It's taken me 2 months to finally find him. And I found him when I was out and about, out in the wild. This is not a pre-order or an order. I found him when I was out in the wild. That's how I like to find all of my toys and action figures and things like that. All right, so that's it. That's all. Grandpa Munster. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you can get more videos like this as I post them immediately. Thank you all for joining me. Let's do another close-up shot. Peace, love, and hair grease.